Alright, good morning, pupils. Today we want to discuss how to count in millions and billions in mathematics. Are you following? How to count in what? Millions and billions. I know very well this is something that has been given so many pupils problem. How to count when they see larger numbers, unable to pronounce numbers. Okay? But as you follow up this class, before the end of the class, I think that will not be a problem again. So as I'm teaching, focus, don't play. Now, before I start, I'm going to touch 3 points. The first point I'm going to deal with is your place value. Place value. That's the first point I'm going to deal with. Then followed by, we talk about your placement of comma. Okay? Placement of comma. Then the last one is where we are going to face the main problem, which is what? Counting in millions and billions. Okay. Now let me talk about place value. Of course, you know how to count from 1 to 100. Okay? You know how to count from 1 to 100, which I am not going to do that. In your previous classes, you've learned that before. And your place values. When we talk about place values, we talk about your 100, tens, and units. You have your what? 100, which we normally use H, tens, which we normally use T, and your units, U. Now, before you go into that, I will tell you that whenever you see a single digit, when we talk about digits, every number you are counting is a digit. Every counting number, every single counting number, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So any number you are counting, all these are digits. Is that clear? Are you following? Please don't be distracted. Follow up. So 1 is also a digit. 2 is a what? Digit. All these numbers here are called digits. Are you following? Now, let me write it clear for you. When we have a single number, 1, it is what? Units. Are you following? Where we have just a single number is what? Unit. So whenever you hear the word unit, means just one thing. Are you getting it? Alright. Then where we have two numbers, okay, I'm using stroke. This is not 1 and 11, but I'm just using strokes to represent 1, and this is 2. Are you following? Alright. So here we have 2 digits, and this we say is tens. Tens. Why? Because we have 2 digits. Here, the first one from your right to the left. When I'm facing the board, is from my right to the left. But if I'm looking at you now, it's from my left to the right. Okay? So the one at my left, the very last number from the left is your unit. Followed by the second one, which is what? Your tens. Alright, so where we have 3 digits, This will now take us to 100. 100. You have to take note of these things. These three are the basic in order for you to count in millions. Are you getting me? These three are the basics for you to count in millions. Now, after this one, we have, when you have 4, you have 1,000. 1,000. But I'm going to tell you the reason why I said these three are the what? Basic. The basic for you to be able to count in millions. These three, 100, your 100, tens, and units are the ones that will guide you effectively. Are you following? I hope you are getting me. I said these three, your units, your tens, and your 100 are the ones that will lead you when you are counting in millions. Alright, let us look at placement of your comma. Before you will count larger numbers, you go with the use of comma. Are you getting me? Are you following? Alright, when we talk about placement of comma, when you see one comma, one comma in a number means 1,000. Where you have 2 commas, you have million. Where you have 3 commas, you have billion. Okay, so this is another point you are going to take note of. 1 comma is 1,000. 2 commas are million. 3 commas are what? Billion. Alright, now there's something we call grouping. For you to make use of these commas, make use of the comma, we have what we call grouping. Now, in terms of grouping, we group with 3 digits. Or I can decide to use strokes. Okay, I don't normally mean where you have zeros. I'm just talking about the digits. Like as I first explained, that every counting number is a digit. Are you getting me? So here, when you want to put your comma, you have to count 3 digits. Starting from, okay, now I'm looking at you, I'm not facing the board. So now starting from your left to the right, you count 3 digits. Are you following? You count what? 3 digits. Then, after counting 3 digits, that is when you put 1 comma. I said, after counting 3 digits, that is when you put what? 1 comma. So any number that you see with the comma and the numbers are more than 3, definitely you are going to have a comma. Okay? You are going to have comma to show that the numbers are up to 1,000. Are you getting me? Now, like for example, now we have 2, 3, 4, 6. Now, you may not know how to call this number because you can decide to say this is 200 and no, this is 22,000, no. But with the help of the comma, you are going to be directed. Let's do it. So you now start from the 6, which is the last digit here. 6, this is 1, 2, 3. This is not comma. I'm just pointing the numbers for you. Or let me just put it this way. 1, 2, 3. Here you are going to put your comma. Are you seeing it? This is where you are going to have your first comma. And you see that the remaining parts, the numbers are not up to 3. It's just a single number. Okay? Now, this is now bringing you back to units. It's bringing you back to what? Units. And now this, because it is units, you call it 2. Okay? You call it 2. Here you have 2, the comma is thousand. You now say 2,246. Remember your place values. This is where I said the 110s and the units are the 3 basic things you need to know. Are you getting it? So here you have your units. 6 is units, 4 is tens, and your 2 is 100. Are you seeing it? Now, 2,000, this is now 1,000. We use TH to represent the 1,000. So this is now 2,000. With the help of the comma, you should be able to know that it is 1,000. The numbers are up to what? 1,000. 2,246. Now follow me. 2,246. Again. 2,246. All right. So if you are given any number, first thing you need to do is the grouping. You first look into the grouping. How many numbers are there? How many commas are we going to have in this set of numbers? Are you following? Let me take this number. 25796. If you are asked to call this number, you may be confused also, because you are not too familiar with the system. But with the use of the command, first you need to do is check the numbers. The first one, start from the last one, count to the what? To your right. Here 6 is 1, 2, 3. Immediately you count the 3. The next thing you do is you separate it from the rest. Here you see that you have 25. Okay? Now these two numbers, you are back to units and tens. When you have two numbers is what? Tens. Like as I said, when you have 2 digits is what? 10. So you have 2 digits here. You are coming back. Isn't it? You are now back to your 100 tens and units. That is why I said your 100 tens and units are the basic. Are you following? Yes, your 100 tens and units are the basic. Here you are back to the same way you call this separately. That is how you are going to call this here. Because it's just 2 numbers after your comma. But this comma is to direct you that the numbers are up to 1,000. 25, and the comma will tell you that it is 1,000. Now you say 25,796. Now, assuming you are giving numbers more than, how many digits do we have? Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, we have 5 digits. Assuming you are given numbers more than 5 digits, let's see what will happen. Let's use this as example 3. You have 7, 8, 9, any number, 2, 1, 3, 2. Okay, here let's count the number of digits we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now you have 7 digits here. But if you're asked to call, if you're asked to pronounce this, you will be confused. So let's go by our grouping. Okay, the rule of grouping. You have from your last digits you count 1, 2, 3. Remember, after you count 3, you put your first comma. Then you count again because the numbers remaining are more than 3. Okay? But if the numbers are just 3, then when you count the 3, there is no place you are going to separate from those numbers. So you are not going to put out your comma again. But here we have more numbers. Let's count 1, 2, 3. Okay? You now have second comma. And then you have 7. Okay. Now, here is unit now. Just a single number. Are you getting me? Here we have just a single number. So, you are not going to continue the counting again because it's just 1. Now let's pronounce this. Normally this is units and you call this what? 7, right? You call it 7. Yes, once it is after the comma, you come back to your unit, tens, and your hundred. Are you getting me? You come back to your what? Your unit, tens, and what? Hundred. So here you have 7, you call it 7 because it's single. It's just standing alone, single number. But before that, you also check how many commas do I have in this series of numbers. You have 2 commas, isn't it? And what did I say when you have 2 commas? I said the numbers, it means that the numbers are up to what? Million. Are you following? The numbers are up to million. So what you have to do is to start with million. The second one is million and your first one is thousand. The moment you call this, you do away with it. You are not coming back to it. So your next focus is your second comma. But even as that, your hundred, tens, and unit is still standard. Are you getting me? Now here we have 7 million from our rule. We have 7 million where you have 2 comma, now is million. So you now have 7,892,000. Are you seeing it? Let me take it again. 7,892,132. Now you have seen that your hundred, tens, and units does not change. Even in the second part, you call it 892. Just the same way you call it when it is separated. Okay? The same way you call it 892. If you are asked to write 892. Okay? So it will still read you 7,892,132. So you don't have to forget how to do your grouping. I said you group 3 digits, you count after 3 digits before you put your first comma. Are you getting me? You count 3 digits before you put your first comma. Then after that, you count again from the first one, the next 3, after the 3, you put your comma again. If we continue with this and get to 3 commas, then it means the numbers are up to what? Billion. Are you getting? Okay. So now here we have 2 numbers. So your numbers are just million. It will not go up to billion. The more you go, the higher the numbers will be. But here you have 7 million, say it again, 7,892,132. Okay? Alright. So this is what we are here to achieve for today. Then, when we talk about billions, we talk about 3 commas. My next example, I'm going to tell you about billions. Now, here the numbers are so many. Without the comma, even a teacher will not be able to easily get the numbers. So the first thing you have to do is to check the numbers. You count again, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. You see? Okay, let's add one more since we are going for billion. Then you put your comma again. But if we don't have anything again after counting the 3, then you're not going to put comma again because there is nothing to separate from your hundred tens and units. Are you getting me? But if we still have something in front, then we can separate it. So the grouping is 3, 3. You check in between every comma, we have 3 digits. Before a comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3, comma, 1, 2, 3. Are you seeing it? Alright. Now this makes it very easier for us to call these numbers. Here you can see that we have 3 commas. And when I said where we have 3 commas, it is called what? Billion. It is called what? Billion. So you now say 4 billion, knowing very well we have 3 commas. Are you getting it? You pronounce it 4 billion 691 million 321,486. You see, everything is now very easy. You can get it easily, isn't it? Now call it again. 4 billion 691 million 321,486. Yes, you can easily separate it because you have 3 comma. Your first comma from your left to the right is 1,000. The second one is what? Million. Very good. Then the third one is what? Billion. Is that clear? So here you have 4 billion 691 million 321,486. Okay? So now you are seeing how we separate words. Very easy for us to pronounce it. Exactly. Now in our next class, we are going to discuss about writing figures in words. Are you getting it? We are going to write in words and writing from words back to figures. But here, I'm going to give you some assignments which you are going to do and submit. Okay, so before I give you the assignments, I said where we have single number or digits is what? Units. Where we have 2 digits is what? Tens. Where we have 3 digits is what? 100. And where we have 4 digits is 1,000. And I said again that 1 comma, when you are grouping, 1 comma is what? 1,000. 2 commas are million. And 3 commas is what? Billion. Say it. Okay, don't forget these points. These points are very important. When you are doing your assignment, these are the points you are going to follow. so that the assignment will be very easy for you. Okay? So this is, we have 25, just normal 25, because it's just 2 digits after your comma, which is 2 digits is what? Tens. So you call it 25,000. The comma now brings the thousand. 796. This number 3 is at 7. You look at 2 commas, you have 7,892,132. The fourth one, because we have 3 comma here, and I said 3 comma is what? Billion. You say 4,691,320. 4,691,321,486. That is how you are going to do your assignment also. Okay, in assignments, I will not give you any comma, but your own is to separate the digits with what? Commas. Is that clear? Alright, now this is your assignment. Try these three. Try this three. Let me see if you really follow up today's lesson. And like as I said, in our next class, we are going to discuss about writing in words. Writing in what? Words. And from the words, we bring it back to figures. Okay, so this is the end of our class for today. Thank you, and make sure you don't forget to do your assignments. Thank you very much.